And we're live. Welcome
Oh,
to the Plus 3 podcast, episode 1.
just one.
My name's Evan, and we have with us John. Say hi, John.
Hi.
And we also have Christina.
What's up?
And today, for our first episode, we're going to talk a little bit about E3. What happened
We're
to
a little
E3?
bit late. We're a little bit late.
Slowly.
There's a lot of red tape behind setting up a podcast. We're going to get into what we liked about it, what we're expecting.
There's a lot of good stuff to talk about.
Oh yeah, tons. We got a lot lined up.
I don't know. I feel like this E3 though, it wasn't as exciting.
No, eh?
Like, not just because Sony wasn't there, but it was also like, I think because the new systems aren't out, or like they haven't really shown a lot about the new systems. Like a lot of people are holding back their games until the new systems are out.
Mm-hmm.
So like we got some good games, but then like a lot of CGI trailers.
No, we got a lot of good gameplay. It was just like post-conference.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt like it was more professional rather than...
Yeah, like if you think about the other E3s, there's a lot of like cringe-worthy stuff. It could still happen this year, but like I found like I saw a lot of CGI trailers. It's still like a lot of good gameplay, but I feel like a lot of people were holding back.
I feel like what that means usually when they show teasers is like, hey, here's a game that we're just starting to make. There was a lot of that this year.
Which I appreciate though, because developers are just letting us know that like basically we're working on an awesome game and we just literally can't wait to show you. So we're going to show you some CGI.
Yeah, but there's also too a lot of developers, and like Sony wasn't there, Activision wasn't there, so they didn't. Well, wait,
Yeah.
no, I was wrong actually, because
Was that?
they did show off Call of Duty,
Yeah.
but that was behind closed doors.
And it was also
Oh.
like, that was one of the, what was it? It was one of the companies that showed that. It wasn't,
Yeah.
like Activision themselves didn't come by. It was within another console's presentation or something.
But did you actually miss anything? Like the only Sony exclusive I was excited for gameplay was Last of Us 2. But other than that, really, is there much?
Ghost of Tsushima, that game looked cool. I already
Yeah.
knew that game was going to probably come out for the next system. It looked way too good when they showed that off last year.
Oh yeah.
I'll be even like there's rumors that were saying that The Last of Us Part 2 was supposed to ship in 2019, but then they pushed it to 2020, and there's another game that Death Stranding.
And Animal
They
Crossing.
brought that. Yeah,
Didn't
Animal
Animal Crossing be one of those like, oh, it's coming out when it's ready?
No, they announced that it was going to come out in 2019, and then they didn't hear anything, like we didn't hear anything about it, and then finally during the Nintendo Direct, they were like, yeah, by the way, like this game's going to come out in 2020. We just need more time to work on it.
Mhm.
So a lot of people are really upset about it because it's Animal Crossing, but a lot of people thought that it looked more like Harvest Moon.
Mm.
So you're like cutting trees and all that stuff. But like, I don't know. I've never really like I've played Animal Crossing, but like there's a lot of people out there that are like really into Animal Crossing.
I think a lot of people enjoy this one. It's like Stardew Valley. There's just so much hours that you can put into it, so why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah, cool.
It's
Stardew Valley's
also-
pretty fun.
Coming out March 2020.
Oh really?
They
March
announced because
2020.
they delayed it.
Oh shit! So they delayed it for a whole year basically. Huh?
That's becoming a thing, eh? It's like companies are starting to do. They're taking after like, Cyberpunk, where
No,
Ooh.
I don't think that's true because
No?
with Cyberpunk, they didn't actually have a release date. They just
Hmm.
said we're working on it, which is fine.
Yeah,
Because if
Working?
you need, Cyberpunk, they didn't.
No, they announced a release date this year.
No, I know, but I mean in the past, like when they kept teasing it,
Oh yes, yeah.
they
you're
didn't
correct.
actually announce a release date, which I appreciate because if it needs more time, it needs more time. There's
Okay,
no reason
but-
to push it.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there. But do you think Cyberpunk 2077 is gonna actually hit the release date of.
I think it will.
You
It
think
looks
so?
pretty done when they showed a lot of the gameplay.
Well, yeah, that was the alpha. That was the alpha stuff.
Yeah,
was-
it looked pretty polished.
Mm, yeah.
Hey, who knows, man? Like, they've been working on that game for a long time.
Well, we'll be able to see the gameplay that they showed at E3 behind closed doors when they go to
Yeah,
Is it
that's right.
PAX?
There's another like 45-minute
our
gameplay
Gamescom.
thing.
They're doing all these directs too. Like they have, I don't know. I feel like E3 is kind of is getting smaller and smaller in the sense that most gameplay is actually at different events like PAX and
Yeah.
what else they just have recently.
Uh,
South by Southwest, or is that later?
I have no idea,
Not
honestly.
sure. But yeah, they have all these directs and stuff that show more gameplay as opposed to trailers.
It seems like E3 is kind of fizzing out.
I think a lot of companies right now are kind of like, if you think about it, a lot of like developers, they make demos, they just crunch to make this huge demo just for E3 just to show it off. Like,
Mhm.
is it really that worth it, or is it worth it just to like take that week off and just kind of work on the game to make sure that it hits the release date?
Right.
But yeah, overall, like E3 was good this year. I do miss having Sony there. I always really enjoy watching a conference with Sony.
2020 is definitely going to be a big year, just because it's a cool sounding year. 2020.
Plus the new consoles,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We're going to see
Project
a lot more
Scarlet.
consoles.
PS5 maybe.
Do you think that Sony will announce the PlayStation 5 at E3 next year, or do you think they'll do their own conference? Like, remember the one they do in November?
I feel like they'll bring it to E3. There's no way. It's like a huge showcase that they can have an opportunity to like
Yeah, man.
bring
Will they-
out their name.
Will they show it there, or will they announce it at E3? That's what I'm asking.
Ooh, I don't know.
Do you think they'll announce it before E3?
I think they'll announce it before E3, like right before, and then show it off.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's probably that's what Xbox did.
Well, like PlayStation has had like insane audience response in the past years. You know, like I think was it last time they did? It's when they announced the PS4. There was like, and you can actually buy used games on it. Everyone's like, what? Like, they were just
Yeah. They
sharing
also
it.
did that video where they're like, "Here's how to share a game," and like, there's two people in the video, and the one guy had the disc, and then he just gave it to his friend.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the
So-
same conference as Xbox One, like the exact same thing. They announced two competing consoles in the same year or something like that.
Probably.
Something like that. I can't really remember.
My favorite is when Microsoft announced the Kinect, or when Nintendo announced the first Wii. Like they're all like, it's all motion controlled. It was all the nunchuck and
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, pretty actually like revolutionary, honestly.
Well, if you think about it, Nintendo with their systems and stuff. Like, I don't want to get too deep into it, but like Nintendo with their ideas with their consoles is just crazy. Like when they did the Wii, everyone went crazy for it because it's motion control. The Wii U, say something about the Wii U, I guess, but like the Switch, like when we watched the conference for the Switch, like that was amazing. It's just a portable Nintendo system.
Yeah,
It was so cool.
the Switch was pretty hyped.
with a tiny bit higher graphic resolution.
Yeah, but like
Yeah,
there's so many good games coming out for it now. I don't know what the hell they did with their licensing and stuff, but like they actually have.
Well, they're opening up more to you know,
third parties and different developers and
because if you think about it, back in the day when like the Super Nintendo and all that stuff came out, they actually have a rule. I'm not really too sure, like familiar with it, but it's like you would have to send in a copy of the game to make sure there was like no religion type stuff in it, no sexual stuff in it. Like they were so strict with the games that would have to be on the system. Like you would have to ship like your game to them so that they can review it and then be like, yeah, this game's good on the system or whatnot. Like I'm pretty sure it worked like that. I could be completely wrong, but like
I'm sure because there's no violence. Well, there was violence, but no like gore.
yeah.
Like I don't think they would have put Mortal Kombat on there.
No,
did they?
that was their thing. It was everything had to
Well,
be family friendly.
you want to talk about Mortal Kombat on the Nintendo? So they did when they released the first Mortal Kombat on the Nintendo. They didn't allow the blood. So basically, what
Oh,
they did was
yeah.
they made it look like sweat. And then when Sega came out with their system, they're like, "Hey, come by our system, play Mortal Kombat. There's freaking blood everywhere."
Yeah.
Or did they? Or was there a cheat? I think. Oh, sorry. So I think it was Sega that said, "Yeah, if you buy this game, there's actually a cheat code where it will like activate the blood." And then everyone went crazy. And then
A lot of games did that in the past, though, to steer kids from thinking that it's a bad thing. Like Call of Duty had the money coming out when you'd kill someone
What,
instead
really?
of blood. Yeah,
Mhm.
I think the earlier Call of Duties, there was money that was coming
I think it
out.
was Modern Warfare 2. I remember. I think it was like a payback thing. Like if someone killed you and then you killed them, like money would blow out, and then it'd be like payback. But yeah, now that I think of it, I don't really think
No,
there's
they
any
also
blood.
did it because they actually recruited the top players for the army. So they just wanted to also see if like someone would be more entitled because there's like high reward from it.
Yeah, so cool.
Anyway,
But yeah, overall E3,
A lot to talk about E3.
it was all right.
absolutely. How about John?
Mm.
I know you gave us some links to check out here. Do you want to try going through those?
The links
Talk about that a little
for the games.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well,
Couple of games that you thought was interesting from E3.
You have a nice
Yeah,
little collection
so-
of things to talk about for us.
yeah, I start off with Final Fantasy VII. That game I grew up with and loved it. It's one of my favorite Final Fantasy games. A lot of people think that Final Fantasy VII is overrated, but that game looks fucking good.
Man,
Graphics. Oh,
And what-
man.
it's so crazy that the Final Fantasy VII, the remake we're talking about, right? Like,
Yes.
Okay. That was actually gonna be a launch title for the PS3 when the PS3 came out. So if
Well-
there's any example of a game that's like it's coming out when it's ready, it's
Yeah, like it started off as like they wanted to show you how powerful the PS3 was. So they did like a test demo, and what they did was they remade the beginning of Final Fantasy VII, and
mhm.
people went so crazy over it that they were like, they're gonna remake Final Fantasy VII, and they just kept on shooting it down, being like, no, that was just a tech demo, like we weren't gonna make it,
Mhm.
and all that bullshit. And then finally they announced that they were gonna do a Final Fantasy VII. Then we didn't hear anything about it for like a couple of years.
Yeah.
And I don't know, the game looks amazing, but I'm kind of confused because I think it's like they were at one point they were saying that it's going to be episodic, and then now I think they said like the game is so big that the first part of the game is like basically it fits on two discs, like two Blu-ray discs, and that they would ship that first part separately.
Mhm.
Like I'm kind of confused about that, but like put that aside, man, Final Fantasy VII looks good. The new fighting mechanic, everything looks amazing.
I heard a rumor, like, is it? Because I never played the Final Fantasy games ever. The story was weaker for this game, or no?
The story was good. There's a lot of stuff that happens in there that like there's one part in the game where like a lot of people like just wasn't expecting it. I think it's a really strong story.
I would have liked to get into it when I was younger, but I didn't have the patience for RPG games.
Yeah, I
still don't
remember
really.
printing off a walkthrough for it, and it was like 100 pages, and I went to my cousin's place and I just used all their ink and printed off a walkthrough for it. It was worth it.
Back in the days where you couldn't just go on Google and look up walkthroughs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which was the worst.
Kids have it so easy these days.
Yeah, overall, Final Fantasy VII looked really good. I'm really excited to just like try the new battle system. You can like it looked kind of like if you didn't use like the slowdown part, you can just do hack and slash. But yeah, like I'm excited to see more of it.
But it's not for a while though. Not till March 3rd it comes out.
Yeah, March 3rd, 2020.
Yeah.
But I'll wait for it. I'm excited for it.
Well, it's nice to actually have like a release date.
Yeah, because a lot of people weren't really expecting a release date or something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then another game I was interested in is the Switch game Link's Awakening.
Oh yeah.
That's a remake of a Game Boy game,
Mhm.
which is amazing. I like that game.
So how they do it?
So they were talking. I was reading an article about it. They were saying something about how they're going to remake a game. They want to remake Link's Awakening because I think it's going on something like on an anniversary or something like that for the game.
Mhm.
So they're like, well, we want other people to replay it, but we don't want to just ship it and put it on the system. Like, we should just like recreate it and put our own like, you know, graphics and stuff like that on it.
Is it still like
and then,
top down or whatever?
Yes,
Yeah.
and they really wanted that because they were just saying like we wanted to give the audience a bit of a refresh because I mean Breath of the Wild is a huge open world game, so they just wanted to make it completely different.
Nice.
Yeah, and then they also didn't want to change it up too much because you're gonna have the newcomers that are gonna play it, but then you're also gonna have the people who literally grew up with that game and would replay it any time, right? So if they go into that game and be like, what? Why is this game, third person or something like that? Like just something about it changed. So they made sure that it stayed right to like the core.
Yeah.
And then what they did, they announced that you can like make your own dungeons in the game, and that looks fucking cool.
That I'm really psyched for because with Super Mario Maker, like it's just something
Yeah.
that everyone wants to do. It's just something really fun.
Oh,
Yeah, so,
okay,
like-
that's actually pretty sick. I didn't know that.
Dope. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah, so they're gonna do that, and they even admitted they're like, if this new dungeon maker actually does really well, maybe they'll do a Zelda maker or something like that.
Like an
So I was
official, like a
Yeah.
Mario Maker, but a Zelda one. Okay.
And I find like it's gonna get kids more involved into it because like John has like his nieces who are obsessed with Minecraft and all these other games where you can like build your own stuff, and having that aspect to it with Zelda will make them want to play it even more.
Yeah.
And
Sick.
their parents are probably huge fans of Zelda as well, so it's a great like family game.
Encourages
Yeah.
creativity too.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited for that. The next game that we don't really know much about, but for some reason, just seeing the new trailer got me really excited for it. It's Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the remake.
Is it a remake?
Yeah,
Is
so
it a
basically
reboot?
they
Like,
they announced that they're like, well, like God of War's doing these remakes, and like the other games are doing remakes, so we might as well just do it for Call of Duty.
classic
At least
Call of
that's
Duty.
that's basically what I.
Especially with that battle royale movement they also
Oh my
have.
God.
Oh, the Blackout. But I haven't been really excited for a new Call of Duty. Like every year, like the new one, like they release it, and I like watch videos, and sometimes I buy them, I play them for a week, and then I'm like, okay, well, like a new game came out, so I'll play that. Like I'd never really get excited when I buy them.
Yeah,
And-
it's just like what you have to do. It's like upgrading.
It's the
your
same
car.
crap, different game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like this one, they're going really, really deep into like making sure that when you play the game, you feel uncomfortable. So there's going to be like a lot of stuff that we haven't seen the gameplay, but there's a lot of gameplay that behind closed doors that people play or watched at E3, and like they like go into like a condo or whatever, and like you go to each room, and like there's some people that are like unarmed, and you shoot them and stuff like that, or like they walk into a room and like a girl's like stepping back, and then all of a sudden she's like reaching out and someone shoots her, and all along it was like her going for a detonator, but like you don't know, right? Like it's just like they try to make you feel really uncomfortable playing the game, and I think that's really cool. And they changed the engine, like all that stuff. It just from the teaser trailer, it looked really, really good, and for some odd reason I'm excited for it because I feel like it might be changed, like completely changed from like all the other Call of Duties. The one thing that I'm worried about is that hopefully they change up the multiplayer. So like if the single player is completely different, then completely change the multiplayer as well. That's
Yeah.
just what I want, right?
In some crazy way. Yeah, that'd be cool to see some like brand new.
Yeah. But overall, like that's like there's not a lot to talk about the Call of Duty. It's just kind of like we haven't seen any gameplay, but just from the teaser trailer or just from the trailer itself, for me it looks interesting.
Yeah. Well, it looks interesting to me as well. Like, one thing I noticed was the graphics in particular. For some reason, I'm getting like a Resident Evil 7 vibe from it. Like, you know how like the shadows are really dark and stuff? I don't know. Is it just
Well, that's
me?
another thing too. They were talking about they're bringing back like the night vision mode. They want everything to feel more realistic, like when you go into a building and all that stuff. But yeah, that it sounds cool. Hopefully they can, not just 1 minute, like whatever they showed at E3. Like hopefully the whole game feels like that and not half baked. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay. So I think we'll get one more thing from you, John, then we'll move on to Christine and see what she has to share.
Sure.
So that Game Pass for PC, huh?
Awesome. I've actually played a lot on it.
Mm.
Yeah,
Really enjoy it.
It's actually really interesting.
I have a fun little story about that, but I think we'll
yeah.
we'll share that for after.
There's also difficulties with it, but
Yeah.
no, it's great because I am a huge Microsoft fan. I only usually play on Xbox, so the fact that now that I play more PC, I can still be a part of Microsoft, that to me I love.
You can be part
think
of
more-
Microsoft.
Yeah, like PS4 should do that. Like I want to enjoy some of those classic console games on my PC as well and be able to play with my online friends
See, the one thing I
for
was
one
worried,
price.
the one thing I was worried about the Game Pass was that you would need a gold membership to play online with other people, and you actually don't, which is great.
Because it's all combined. It's the ultimate. Or no, you can get the PC.
because I
pass
just
as
got
well.
because I just got the regular PC pass. I didn't get the ultimate.
Oh, true. Yeah. So like, if people aren't willing to spend like $14.99, they can just spend, I think it's $5.99 just for the PC pass.
Yeah, but like for you, because like you play the Xbox and all that stuff, like the ultimate pass is good for you because then you have the gold, you have the Game Pass, you have the PC Game Pass, and you get the instant collection of games that
Which
they
is
give you.
Amazing. And not on that, I get achievements from the Microsoft
The
Store.
achievements.
So like, achievements are so important for me, honestly.
Mhm.
Like when I play on PC, like I mean, it's cool getting the Steam achievements, but it's not the same as getting it on Microsoft.
That's true.
Yeah.
The official
And then
Microsoft
also-
Xbox achievement thing is
It's very satisfying.
And then you can all the exclusive games that come out, like Gears, Halo, Crackdown, just all the games that are just exclusive to Xbox you can play on PC, which is pretty cool. Because like, there's a lot that I would want to play, like the new Gears of War, Halo, and all that stuff. So like now that I can play on PC, I'm down with it, especially with mouse and keyboard. But yeah, like there's a lot of indie games right now. Like I'm hoping that like Doom 2016 goes on there because that's on the Xbox Game Pass, but not on PC.
I think they're slowly working on it, and
probably.
they'll probably release it as well. I mean, they have great titles on there. Like they even have the new Metro. Like,
Yeah.
it's
That was surprising.
perfect. The Wolfenstein 2 game, which I somehow lost for console, but now I can play because it's on PC. There are
You're
lots
li-
of great games.
Do your like achievements go cross whatever?
Yes,
Um,
yes, it's
okay.
cross, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I mean, everyone should honestly get it, especially if you're a PC gamer. Like, it's a lot of games you don't have to spend money on.
And it's $1 right now for a month, right? Is that what they're
$1,
doing?
yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
It's about
Another-
$1.30 for our Canadian listeners.
Well, we're getting 2 new games for Game Pass for next month. We'll end this on a high note for Game Pass. We're gonna get Goat Simulator, and we're getting another game that I can't remember. It's crossing my mind, but all I know is Goat Simulator.
Right. And that is what we need in the gaming industry is we need more Goat Simulator.
We just need
That-
more
that
Go
simulator.
Ragdolls.
Everything is simulator.
Go Ragdolls. I'm in.
Yeah. It's all about the Go Ragdolls. Okay. Switching gear a little bit. Christina, what
Yes.
do you have for us today?
I have some great games I want to talk about.
Oh, yeah?
Starting off with a game that's actually coming out next month, Wolfenstein Young Blood, which is basically
Next month, really?
Yeah, next month, July 26th. You're playing in the 1980s obviously killing Nazis, and
Mhm.
instead of playing with Blacksmith, I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but he was the main character you played with the last two Wolfenstein games, but now you're gonna play as his daughters. So his daughters are 18,
Mm.
and it's just a great action RPG. And they added a new thing to it this year, where you can play with someone else co-op
Fucking
online,
co-op.
which
So-
is great. And they were saying because Wolfenstein's very story based, and I only play really because the story is amazing. The
Mhm.
campaign is very fluent. It's great. And the fact that they were able to still keep the difficulty and add co-op,
Yeah,
to me sounds like a lot of fun.
that is sick.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, it's,
They use
Sounds
the
pretty cool.
Doom engine. They use id Tech. Well, fuck, I don't know how far they are along now. id Tech 7, I think, is what they have now.
I can't even
Yeah, I'm not
pay
sure.
attention to that.
You know, anyway, so the new Doom engine is what they use in Wolfenstein 2. And to have co-op on that engine is super impressive to me anyway, just given like the graphical fidelity of the engine and everything. Yeah, so that's gonna be
Yeah,
sick. I'm really pumped for that.
Yeah. The
And
game,
it looks better. Like, I don't know if it's because it's set in a more future date, but it looks awesome. Yeah, as a couple critiques I had, I was telling John earlier about they're displaying too much on the screen when you're playing, but I guess maybe you can hide that. Like they say, like when you kill someone, it's like your experience and your hit kill streak and
it's
all
kind
that
of like
stuff.
it's kind of like Borderlands 2, Evan.
Oh,
Where you, like, you
okay.
shoot. Yeah, where you shoot like a bunch of people and
And like
and,
the
like, numbers
victory
pop
experience
up
pops
and-
out or whatever.
But the gameplay looks crisper. Like when you want to like find armor or health, it's more visible. Kind of like what
Mhm.
they did with Doom Eternal. Like it's more visible. You know what you need to go grab quickly, and then go
Mhm.
shoot some guys.
Yeah.
shoot some more Nazis.
Yeah.
Nazis is the most important part. I know a lot of people were saying like, "It hasn't he killed all the Nazis already?" But like, who doesn't want to keep killing Nazis? Like when we have so many zombie games, like we still thoroughly enjoy it.
Yeah, and,
Not
like,
only do you make them zombies, they have to be Nazis as well. Just so it's like
They have to be, yeah.
two birds, one stone. You know.
the cool thing though about Wolfenstein is that it's coming out next month, but for like $40, like half the prices of football. Because
It's probably only going to be like 20 hours or
I would
Yeah,
imagine.
they-
shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like they wouldn't be offering it for that price.
they said that like the reason why it's cheaper is because it was a shorter development cycle, which makes sense, right? But like I think they did that with the last expansion for Wolfenstein 1. I think it was what was it? New Blood?
Old Blood.
Old Blood, yeah.
Yeah, so they offered it at discount price.
Yeah.
And they ended up bundling it too at one point
Yeah.
with the first one.
And then one more thing about Wolfenstein, I don't know if you mentioned it yet, but the co-op, if you bought the co-op game, you said something to me.
Yes, so if you buy it on, I think it's as well, but if someone buys it on PC, whoever I play with doesn't need to have a copy of the game.
What really?
Yeah, which is because I actually was looking at some of the sales the other day, and like already it's on sale on some websites. So like if I buy it, basically John can play the whole thing with me.
Huh.
Or Evan.
Or Evan. Yeah.
Or Evan.
I guess it's gonna be a coin toss. Who gets to play with Christina?
Yeah, that game sounds cool.
I always love Wolfenstein games. Like back to the one on what is it, 98? Wolfenstein 3.
Yeah, that was classic.
Which you can still play in every single Wolfenstein game.
Yeah.
Which I love.
Um,
Alright, so next game, which I'm very excited for, is Gears 5, which comes out September 10th, which is very, very soon. And they have a lot of new stuff that they've added. And I feel like they make really good quality games, even multiplayer aspects. Like they just added a new mode called Escape. And John and I were actually looking at it. We're really looking forward to it. I think, Evan, you also saw a gameplay of that as well, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Like I never got into the Gears series. I respect the hell out of it. Because like when the first one came out way back in the day, it was like the first showcase of the Unreal Engine. And everything just looked sick.
Yeah, I remember playing that at your dad's place.
Yeah, like I never played it much. I just remember like looking at the graphics and like wanting someone else to play it because it didn't look like the kind of gameplay I could handle at the time.
Well, that was a game. That was not to get off subject, but that's Gears was the one that started the whole cover system, where like a lot of games eventually started doing that as well. But yeah, continue, Christina. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm excited. Like, I love all the villains in the game. Like the first Gears, a lot like Sergeant Ram, like or General Ram, is that his name?
I can't remember.
He was my favorite end boss to a game. Like they're very like action packed, like go 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 go, just shoot everything you can. And it's always been based so you can play with your friends, which I really enjoy. Like the last Gears, I played with one of my friends the whole game. And I really enjoyed that. And the fact that they added another multiplayer mode that's going to be even more fun, it's like something that you're going to want to play for years, just the campaign aspect.
I do have to admit, though, the ending of Gears 4 sucked.
I actually didn't mind.
Like, I didn't play it.
It was anticlimactic, but it was still good.
Well, maybe that sort of thing leads up to Gears 5. You know, maybe they knew like really soon after doing it that there'd be a Gears 5, so that's why they left it cliffhanger kind of thing.
Yeah,
I think fans will be very pleased with it. I mean, I already like haven't played it yet, and can't wait to play it. Looks great.
You get early access to it because you got the Ultimate Edition for PC Game Pass. Yeah,
so another double benefit for you.
Mm-hmm. All right, moving along. Another game that's huge open world is Borderlands 3. Coming out September 13th, which is crazy close to Gears 5. Only on the Epic Store, which a lot of people are sour about.
What the hell is that all about?
Yeah, Epic's... Well, they have a good store, actually.
Yeah,
I think it's decent. It's decent. They got all the pre-orders, and they had that huge sale recently. I think they're doing a good job.
They're doing for basic, just getting it up. Yeah, I totally agree with you. But there's a lot of work that they need. Like they don't even have an overlay whenever you're in game.
Oh my god, yeah.
The store needs a lot of work.
Just a small detour. We're laughing because we've been playing World War Z. Awesome game, by the way. But there's no in-game overlay, and there's no easy system whatsoever to incorporate your Epic friends into the game or invite them or whatever. All they have is like a chat. Basically, there's a friends chat that you can access only when you're outside of a game inside the store. So it's kind of useless anyway.
Did you hear the story about someone? They had that huge Epic sale, and someone ended up buying because there's no cart system when you want to purchase more than one game.
Individual purchases, which I thought was awful.
Yeah. So some guy was like, "Oh, they have an Epic sale. Let's buy like 6 games." They locked his account when he was buying because he was buying They were like, yeah, someone must have hacked your account or something. You're like some bullshit. So yeah, he had to like call Epic, which was like a huge thing where he had to deal with the company and be like, yo, like if you guys don't trust me with it, then put a fucking cart system in your purchase so I can purchase more than one game at a time and then worry about me buying like 6 games,
Jesus.
one after another. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, Borderlands 3, more guns, more loot, more villains. Like it looks insane. Like you even have like races now that you can do with your, I guess like doing it kind of like what Rage did with customized cars.
Okay.
I don't know if the customized, like I think Borderlands 1 had a race thing, like you could go racing, but I don't think it was big.
Well, cars is a huge aspect of it as well.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. But like, what is there not to like about Borderlands 3? It looks great. I mean, I think they really did take their time with this game as well. And from the gameplay that I've seen, it looks amazing.
Yeah, it definitely looks better than the previous ones.
All the guns look way better.
Like I'm surprised that, like at least for myself, I didn't play too much of the Borderlands series. I kind of dropped off after the first one, but I played the second one on PS Vita, which was like a big accomplishment, by the way. Just the fact that they
garbage though.
It's the fact that they actually got a full Borderlands game on the Vita. Like
I agree.
It's played like trash, absolutely, but it's just like a little accomplishment, you know.
Yeah.
But
Borderlands 3 looks cool. Like it. They had a lot of issues though. There's been like a bunch of stuff going around with what's his name? I can't remember. His name's not crossing my mind right now. But like, yeah, I don't know.
It's the story too. Like I actually really enjoyed Borderlands 2. I've played it now probably like 3 times. Like the story is still great. Like it's always feels fresh. You can always pick a new character, play the whole game with. It's just an open world game that everyone needs to play. Very well done, pretty much.
Evan, you need to play that game.
And there's a lot more
Yeah.
characters.
I should probably check it out when it comes out. I should give Borderlands a new set of eyes or whatever.
You can wait 6 months and get it on Steam. Is it 6 months or a year? Can't remember.
Oh, so they're doing that. They're releasing on Steam.
They will release it on Steam, but it's
Okay.
coming out for Epic.
Steam will always be the lord of game
Yeah.
platforms.
Oh, another thing I forgot to mention that they announced it at E3, Borderlands 3 will now have raids, which I think will
interesting.
help because then you can obviously level up your person faster and get more of that exclusive loot.
Also, there's some end game stuff. That's always good to
yeah.
keep a game alive.
And they're still keeping the split screen co-op, which obviously everyone wants.
Wait, what?
Yeah, split screen co-op.
Oh, sick.
Couch co-op. Did they
Yeah,
do that
couch
for
co-op.
Borderlands 2? Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
that's why I first started playing it was co-op.
Did we play it? You co-op? Split screen co-op?
No, we didn't play split screen. We played online co-op.
Huh.
Cool
But
that they
couch
option for
co-op
both,
is
though.
fun.
They should do more couch co-op in games.
I know. So many, like, thank God Halo's bringing that back.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
All right, moving along here. I don't want to talk about too many games, but I think the last game I'll talk about is something I'm probably that was the most excited for that I saw at Nintendo Direct was Ultimate Alliance 3, which in my personal opinion was more exciting to me than
Yeah.
Square Enix's Avengers. A lot of people are saying that actually, but basically it's an action RPG up to 4 players, and you play all your favorite superheroes from Marvel. And there's actually 33 characters that they've so far talked that's going to be out. Who knows? They might add more to DLC.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
And just everything, the leveling system, the character customization, like you can even level up your team. So like basically it's separated in the different, so the Guardians,
the Galaxy.
X-Men, like everyone. If you have, I think, at least 2 characters from each team, you get team bonuses. So it's like more like lots of leveling that they've added to it.
Did you guys ever play the first and second one when it came out for the
Yeah.
360?
That was
I played the second one.
that was such a great. Oh wait, which was the one that came out with the 360?
The Marvel.
Second one.
Yeah, the
Was
second
it the
one, I
second?
think.
Because like, wow, that was sick. I don't know what it was about it. I didn't at the time. I didn't care too much about Marvel lore or anything, but the gameplay was just so awesome. It was just so clean and like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Another cool thing about it too was that you can like, I think was it Ultimate Alliance where you can combine powers for like to make a super. So like if you had a character that was
You're
Storm.
thinking Marvel's Capcom?
No, like so if you had Storm and then like Cyclops, you can like combine your powers and do like a crazy move. I could be wrong. It could be a completely
I
different
think
game.
with this one, it's like the individual characters, they have 3 abilities. So you can trigger off those abilities. to
Yeah,
help
that's a
your
dungeon
team.
crawler, right?
But I don't think it's you do it as a group.
Mm.
But
Still.
this also, not only is the main story, you have side stories, which they call Infinity Trials. And it's just like a fun way to stray off from the main story to also play with your friends. And you get more loot and leveling, opportunity to see what the game has to offer. And this game's coming out soon.
So all these
July
release dates are pretty
19th.
close, eh? Like, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't even really notice that until now.
Most of Nintendo's games that they announced either were coming out like that day or it was the next couple months.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true.
Another one which
Okay.
we'll talk about next week is Astral Chain, which is coming out in August. That's also for the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Candace of Hyrule just came out this week.
Yeah, that game, Evan, you need to play that game.
Cadence of Hyrule.
You're- You're really into I just was watching someone stream it, and just the main menu, they like redid a bunch of like the Zelda music. So like the intro for it just was so good.
It's very nostalgic, which
Yeah.
I find.
Yeah, it's definitely a game for you, Evan. It's all rhythm based. I really think you would like it.
First
Yeah.
needs to get us.
Yeah.
We'll have to we'll bring that one up
Well-
next week there.
We'll see if Nintendo will sponsor us. Free crap.
Hopefully. Nintendo, are you listening? Okay, so I'll just finish this off, running a bit out of time here, but I just want to talk really quick about a few points. So I was really impressed with Fallout 76 and how they finally have NPCs in the game. It's when Fallout 76 first came out, people like they said it was like sad and empty and like nothing was really going on. I think a huge part of that was that there weren't any people, you know what I mean? Like there was no human personalities in the game.
Yeah.
And it totally does change it. Like it was one of those things where I played 76 when it came out because I had a lot of faith in it. I was like, hey, this is a really cool project. Yeah, obviously laugh at that, right? I was like, this is a cool idea and it's a big accomplishment if they make it to work. But, you know, everybody knows how Fallout 76
Which
started off.
you'll be getting free stuff because you played it at the start.
Oh, really?
No, I think
I
it's
think
just-
anyone that plays this year will get.
Yeah, all the DLC and stuff is free because like
Nice.
I'm actually enjoying that game.
Yeah.
Like
yeah. I just think like,
it's fucking good.
and I'm glad that we started trying it again. Like I gave it another shot myself too, because I was just playing it wrong. Like I was overthinking it, and Fallout 76 is not a game that's really obvious to a first player. Like you don't really know what to do, I find.
It reminds me also like Far Cry. Like the background is beautiful. Like it's
Mhm.
set in West Virginia, I think.
Yeah.
And I think that benefited them to be choosing something like that, like an area that's beautiful,
Yeah, for sure. It's
not like wasteland.
Honestly, I could play that game for 3 hours straight and still don't know what the fuck I'm doing,
mhm.
but
It's
I'm learning
very-
a little bit.
it's
It's
very
a lot.
deep.
It's a lot to
exploration.
take in.
Oh,
A
God, the
lot
game is-
to take in.
The game is huge. Like there's like an insane crafting system. You can build portable bases.
Oh, but
Yeah.
the most enjoyable is selfieing.
yeah, of course.
Selfie with your team. You can
Yeah.
like take snapshots of, I guess, of like the
Yeah.
person that you defeated.
Or you
When
can
they
be like
announced
me
that,
and just have my level 1 selfie that I kept through the whole game, and I'm now level 20 something.
when they announced that that DLC or expansion or whatever the fuck it's really considered to be, man, people went ballistic when the first thing that popped up on the screen was bringing back NPCs.
Yeah,
Oh, people flip.
yeah. Yeah.
I'm still sad that we didn't get a public apology by Todd Howard on his knees. You know, I think everybody wanted that.
Yeah. I know.
But he-
But they did say they all thought it very surprised that I guess everyone in Fallout is nice to each other. Like there's no hostility. No one tries to kill you.
That's probably
Yeah,
a lie.
like-
There's a
Well, I'm
toxic-
sure you get like the odd stuff, but when I was playing, I didn't encounter anything like that.
Yeah, that is true. Same for me.
Yeah.
But I mean, I only
Did
really
you-
played it post E3.
Oh, so you haven't tried the battle royale
No,
that they
fuck
added
no.
to it?
I'm not into those. That's.
I don't know how that's gonna run. It
Supposedly,
barely ran well on my PC.
a lot of people said good things about it, from what I heard. So I
Mm.
don't know. No idea.
Okay. So Rainbow Six Quarantine, that looked interesting to me. I don't know
Did
if
they
you
show
guys had a
gameplay
chance.
of it?
No,
I have not looked at it.
They
no.
showed a teaser, but after that, it kind of made me curious because I'm into any sort of co-op zombie game, really.
Mm-hmm.
But the teaser, I was just confused mainly about the fact that they combined Rainbow Six with zombies. So I was in my head, I was thinking like, okay, what could they have been doing? So it turns out, what it is Rainbow Six Siege had a like quarantine DLC or like something similar to that, where it was actually set in the Rainbow Six Siege game. You have like what is it? You have regular levels from Siege that you go through, and you have all the same game mechanics as Siege, and you still play as a team and everything, but it's against zombies. So I'm not too sure how all of the regular Rainbow Six Siege gameplay applies to that. But anyway, apparently it was successful enough, or whatever.
I'm sure it's gonna be just as hard.
Yeah,
I
but
find
that's what it
Rainbow
is.
Six hard.
Oh yeah, like it's probably going to be like ultra tactical, but that's interesting too because I like the combination of survival and zombie games. Like I think those two things they belong together. You know.
What's that Metal Gear game that we didn't like? That was
Oh,
zombie survival. Right?
Survive or something
Survive.
like that. Yeah, Metal
Yeah,
Gear
that was
Solid
if it's
Survive.
like that, it's gonna do terrible.
Dude, we got into the beta for that, and I played it for like 15 minutes,
Awful.
and they're like, "Yeah, build a fence, and then like poke a stick in between the fence and stab the zombies in the face." And I'm like, "Nah, no." Like, it's not made by Kojima. I'm like, no.
No, it's
Just
yeah.
died. Yeah, Metal Gear is now dead to me.
So hold on, Rainbow Six Quarantine, is that a standalone game or
Yeah.
is that a deal? Okay.
That's
Yes,
still-
but it began as DLC from Rainbow Six Siege, and they took that and like, okay, we'll make a standalone out of this.
Mhm.
Oh, I see. Probably because a lot of people responded well to it, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
Do
maybe.
you want to know a game that has a lot of hostile people? It's
Overwatch?
no offense to Rainbow Six, but it's Rainbow Six.
Oh god, yeah, one of
Like
the
the
most
people
toxic
that play
communities.
that game, like Evan and I played that
It's
game.
stressful though. That
Mm.
game is stressful because you're basically
But if you do one
like-
thing wrong in that game, you're instantly gonna get banned. Like Evan and I started playing it, and I chose a character that you can like set something up on a wall, and then it would like blow the wall up or something. Or no, you had like a grenade launcher, and it goes through the wall, and something I can't really remember. It was years ago. And so I was like, "Yo, guys, like I'm gonna do this grenade thing on this wall," and I like shoot it. And it's like a cement wall, and like instantly fucking blew me up. And then everyone's just started banning me. I was like, "What the fuck?" I
because
didn't do it.
it's one of those games that if one teammate is out, it's so hard. You really have to work together as a team. So
Yeah.
I get what they're from. Like it's not a game where you really just play with one or two
Wow,
people.
just throw me underneath. Why don't you ban me, bro?
I'm not saying banning is the right thing to do, but I get where they're coming from. Like you probably should know what you're doing.
Oh, I had no fucking idea what I was doing.
But then again, it's like their only way to really learn is to be thrown to the wolves, you know.
Yeah, that's when you should be playing with your own friends as teammates to start with.
Yeah, like
Okay, and
just ban me.
so I was thinking kind of a big one to finish off. We're running really close to running out of time here, so I think we'll finish off with this one for this week. Watch Dogs Legion. So there's
Oh,
like
man.
a ton to say about that.
You can play every single character in the game. That's fucking cool.
Yeah, like there's got to be something about that. Like I'm thinking technically.
I don't know how it's gonna work, but from what the gameplay that they showed, it looks pretty fucking cool.
It is pretty sick. Like Watch Dogs.
They're not going to have like a ton of different characters, but I'm
No.
sure they'll have like 100 maybe.
And they
different
said that
characters,
you could
like-
play as any NPC that's in the game. If you see an NPC, you can play as them.
But they're probably most of them are repeats though. Like they're not
Yeah.
going to have unique like each individual person that you can actually play.
Yeah, they might have like so it might be like the same like NPC, but then maybe they have different like traits or
Yeah.
something.
Well, there's
I don't
definitely
really
going to
know.
be some kind of like random generator thing where it's like there's a big pool of first names, a big pool of last names, a big pool of genders, big
Maybe, yeah.
whatever, big pool of age group, whatever. And then like they hit like a random button to generate an NPC, and I'm
Yeah.
guessing there's only like dialogue. Like I'm thinking of the lines that are spoken right by the voice actors. They can probably invite like 300 different voice actors, but they'll have them all saying the same line. So that's
Mhm.
probably going to
Probably.
be their like unique. Every PC is different. Yeah, sure.
I'm excited for the grandma, to be honest.
Yeah,
Well,
that's pretty unique. I was impressed by that for sure.
That I don't think any game's really done that, right? Like you do missions as a grandma,
Hmm.
like action wise.
no, but there was an article saying that Watch Dogs 3's story or Legion, sorry, it's extremely complex. So like I'm not really too sure what they mean by that, but
Really? They have a complex story? Ubisoft can do that?
yeah, they said that's because in
Yeah.
fact there were so many moving parts that about 20 scripts were written for the game in total.
20 scripts were written for. Okay.
Oh, that doesn't sound good then.
Yeah, like from the article from the PlayStation Lifestyle, it said there's no dude on the blocks who's there to start all the cinematics, and the people you recruit are just supporting cast. There are 20 different versions of Legion's script. And I don't just mean people saying the same lines, we're talking different characters, different personas, different voices, different acting. We're using technology to alter all the voices that even if you happen to recruit Joe and John and they have the same actor and same personality when they talk to each other, you won't know it's the same actor because we modulate the voices.
So
Yeah, they
change
just
the
like
pitch a
go
little
on.
bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're
tricks
really
can't be that complicated.
trying to get something unique to
Yeah.
their game.
That game comes out March 6th, 2020.
Because I don't think even Watch Dogs 2 did that well, right?
No.
I have Watch Dogs 2, but it's in my backlog. I haven't opened
Yeah, we
it.
haven't played that. I didn't even play the first one. I've heard some awful things about it.
Oh, that
See,
is
man,
fun
like-
though with Evan.
Yeah.
When I'm hacking your game.
What's that?
Remember when like the multiplayer, it's just like I go into your game while playing, and then like I can like I set this hacking thing, and you have to try to find me and
Yeah.
kill me.
That was okay. And then we were doing like.
You guys platinum it, right? Or no?
I did. I haven't did.
I don't platinum really anything. I think I've only ever platinumed one game. One or two games. Probably just one.
Yeah.
You're on par with me, Evan. Platinum one game.
Yeah, but is that just because you're an Xbox player or
Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah, well, no, I've 100% a lot of games on Xbox, but it's just not my goal. I find it like it's very repetitive, and you really need to be patient.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think that's why John is able
Yeah,
to
but
do.
patient like John. Yeah.
I haven't
patient.
platinumed a game in a couple months.
Hmm.
Ever since I started playing more
Oh, you're
PC.
slacking.
Yeah.
Yep.
I need to still get to 100 platinums. I'm only at 93.
Yeah, switch to those Steam achievements. They're
Yeah.
they're much more rewarding.
Yeah.
Yeah, like both of us have now fully transitioned to PC.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since I got my PC in May last year.
Right on.
And I don't know about you, Evan. Do you strictly PC or?
Well, I'm gonna hang on to PS4 just for any exclusives that are coming out. Like I'm gonna get Last of Us 2 on it, and I
Oh,
Yes,
gonna get
yeah.
Death Stranding.
We all are gonna play that.
Like honestly, like when the new systems come out, I'm pretty sure we're gonna buy them.
Mhm.
But I think it would be mainly for the exclusives and all that stuff, or like
Well,
if there's a game that's
Yeah, like I was telling myself if there's gonna be any reason that I get a PS5, it'll be so I can actually make use of my VR headset. Because fuck, I spent $800 on a VR headset, and there's hardly any good games out there right now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And like,
Also, the PS5 is gonna be so powerful.
oh yeah,
It's gonna be insane.
well, like this
Yeah.
headset is powerful too. It's upsetting how bad publicity it's getting because this headset it's obviously set up to be on a system that's better than the PS4.
your VR headset, right?
Yeah, the PlayStation VR headset.
Mhm.
Like the gear is totally fine, everything works perfectly in it, but what happens is when you plug a VR headset into a console, you have to dumb down the graphics on the game to account for like the game is always being rendered all around you, whereas like if you're playing PS4, all you have, it just renders what's on your screen, what fits your screen, right?
Yeah.
So it's like a 90-degree field of view or whatever, but on the VR headset, it's rendering all 360 degrees because it has to be ready for you to turn your head and look anywhere. So there's a lot more graphics processing happening all at once, which makes it hard. So PS4 can't handle that, so it makes the VR games look like really not that good. Yeah, there's
Yeah, I
any
remember
reason.
playing Skyrim on
Yeah,
that VR.
that's a perfect example because like
Mhm.
Skyrim looks way better non VR on PS4. than
Evan,
it
a game that you should play and let us know how it is that new Trover Saves the Universe in VR. I heard it's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. That's
It looks
definitely on my list.
beautiful.
Mhm. Plus, it's Justin Roiland. What's not to love?
Yeah, and it's going to be hilarious and weird and
it's already out.
creative.
Actually,
It is, yeah. And then a lot of people are saying like, don't play it on console or PC. It's made for VR.
I mean, they give you the option to do both, but yeah, it's designed for VR for sure.
Yeah.
All right, dudes. I think it's gonna be a wrap for this week because we're running out of time. Any
We should
final
probably just
notes?
mention just a couple games everyone should check out that just came out this week.
This
One
week?
game that I'm very, very excited for is My Friend Pedro.
Oh yeah.
The gameplay for that was amazing that I've seen so far.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
it's
What's
violent, it's fast, it's platformer, it looks great.
Yeah, so it's like a 2D platformer. It takes it's kind of like Max Payne, where you do all these stylish moves and like in slow motion. You're like diving, you can shoot everyone, and from the gameplay that I've seen, it looks pretty cool. Like we saw it last year at E3, and we've been
You
following
can
it ever
deflect
since.
bullets off literally anything.
Yeah, you
do
could
all
like
these
throw a
crazy
pan in the
jumps
air and shoot the pan, and all the bullets will like start like flying everywhere, hitting all the guys. Yeah, I'm interested in checking it out.
And it's Devolver Digital. What have they made that I haven't liked?
Yeah,
Yeah, true.
At reasonable prices too. Like I think it's only $17, and I'm sure it's going to go on sale as well.
yeah, it's $20 right now, but it's on sale on Humble Bundle has it for 17. But then
Another game, Crash Team Racing, Nitro Fuel.
yeah, that game fucking looks really cool. I grew up playing CTR on the first PlayStation, PSX.
CTR. Look, he calls it CTR because he's a pro.
Yeah, man. Like
I was like a
not
CTR
true.
Pro League player. Like no big deal.
Yeah, like
I know all the
GG, bro.
acronyms. It's like GG.
It's
CTR,
basically like a raunchier fire. Like I love it. They have it even says like more power ups and weapons.
Yeah, they
That's
have a lot
great.
of cool DLC from it. Like I guess they're gonna have not like microtransactions or anything like that, but like just different like suits that you can put on your characters, and I think they're gonna add like more driver like characters to the game, so like you can use like Spyro or whatever. I could be wrong on that, but yeah, the game looks really really cool. I'm interested in it. I want to try it out. How much is it? You know?
It's
40
probably like 40 something,
40 bucks.
49.
Yeah.
And then lastly, a game that I think all three of us will probably play soon is Warhammer Chaos Bane.
Yeah.
It's basically their take on a Diablo type game, top up instead of an FPS.
Mm.
And it looks great. Same thing, solo with up to 4 players, online or local.
Yeah, you're really into Vermintide too, right?
Yeah, Vermintide 2 is fun, but
Yeah.
it's not like Diablo. Diablo is a lot more fun and top-down aspect.
Yeah, Vermintide
Makes
2
it
could have used
kinda
a little more of the.
Easy to play.
It could have used more like RPG elements, like more progression stuff to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you also need a good computer to run it at its highest resolution.
Yeah, that is
Like
true.
I found I couldn't really play it on 4K.
Yeah,
Ultra.
we're gonna have to upgrade that video card of yours.
All right,
If
guys.
this podcast does well, then yeah.
That's the thing. If you like it, listen, subscribe. We'll be back every week.
Yeah. We have
And,
lots of game talk.
Oh yeah, didn't even cover half of what we want.
No, and we'll talk about more about games that we have been playing as well, and let you know what gameplay we do like about it. But yeah, we have a lot more to talk about next week.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, guys.
Episodes should always arrive on Monday.
Mm.
On our YouTube channel. SoundCloud.
Yeah, we're working on our social media, so
Yeah.
something else to check out.
It's all
If
new
you guys
to
have
us.
anything to say to like help us with the podcast, like give us feedback, be much appreciative.
Tell us how much we suck at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I need vocal surgery to change my voice.
All right, guys. Yeah.
That was a great first episode.
Yep. So that's it for the episode 1 of the +3 podcast. We will see you next week.